gold and shiny. Dear daughter, it is very beautiful. Where did you get such a pretty thing? Market. It was much cheaper than the gold merchant. Is it real gold? Yes, of course. So, my dear daughter, why is your finger green? Oh, my dear daughter, you have a lot to learn. Sit with me while I work. The merchant of Venice, the Prince of Morocco, wants to marry the beautiful Portia. But first, she must choose between 3 boxes. One made of gold, the second of silver, and the third of cheap lead. Only one of the boxes contains a picture of Portia, and if the prince chooses the wrong one, he cannot marry her. So, dear daughter, which box does he choose? The gold box. Is it real gold? He chooses the gold box indeed, and indeed it is real gold. The prince believes that only the most beautiful box can hold a painting of the beautiful Portia. But in fact, it holds not a picture, but a scroll with these words: all that glisters is not gold. All that glisters is not gold. Often have you heard that told. Many a man his life hath sold, but my outside to behold. He thought that because the box is beautiful on the outside, something beautiful must be inside. He was wrong. We'll leave them there for now. Well, that car looks fantastic, but all that glitters is not gold. Check the engine before you buy it. Oh, Father, will you buy me a real gold ring, please? To buy or not to buy? That is the question.
5 years old. Mom, I love you. 12 years old. Mom, I can't stand you. 16 years old. My mother is very annoying. 18 years old. I'm leaving this house. 25 years old. Mom, you were right. 30 years old. I want to go to my mom's house. 50 years old. I don't want to lose my mother. 70 years old. I would give up everything to have my mom here with me. You only have one mom. Take care of her while she's still alive.
Bilal was a young boy who loved dates. One day, his mother gave him 10 fresh dates. As he walked outside to play, he saw an old traveler sitting under a tree looking hungry and tired. Bilal remembered what his mother and the Quran taught: give to others what you love for yourself. He offered some dates to the man. The traveler smiled and made dua for Bilal. Bilal felt so happy. He ran home and told his mother, who hugged him and said, "You gave today, and Allah will give you more tomorrow." That night, a neighbor brought a big basket of dates to thank Bilal's family for their help last week. Bilal was overjoyed and said, "See, Mama, Allah really gives us more when we share." End message. When we give to others, Allah gives us even more. One hot day in Medina, the Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, was sitting under the shade of a tree when a kitten came to him. She looked tired and thirsty. The Prophet, PBUH, gently gave her water and let her sleep beside him. Later, when he got up to go for prayer, he saw the kitten sleeping on his robe. Instead of disturbing the kitten, he cut the part of the robe and left silently. His companions were amazed by his kindness. He told them, "Be kind to animals. They are also part of Allah's creation." End message. The Prophet, PBUH, taught us to be gentle and caring, even to animals. Once a merchant was going through the forest with his camel. He left it in the forest as it was sick and continued his journey all by himself. مرة تاجر كان ماشي في الغابة مع جملته. ترك الجمل في الغابة لأنه كان مريض ووصل رحلته لوحده. It ate whatever was available in the forest, recovered soon, and was happy. The lion, fox, and the crow were living in unity in the same forest. أكل أي حاجة كانت موجودة في الغابة. وتعافى بسرعة وكان سعيد. الأسد والثعلب والغراب كانوا عايشين مع بعض في نفس الغابة. They came to know about the camel and they inquired, and all the four became good friends. عرفوا عن الجمل وسألوا عنه. الجمل حكى لهم القصة وكل الأربعة بقوا أصدقاء. One day, when the lion hunted an elephant, it got hurt very badly. So, he stayed inside his den and could not come out. في يوم من الأيام، لما الأسد صاد الفيل، التأذى جامد، ففضل قاعد في عشه ومقدرش يخرج. So, the lion could not go out hunting. The other animals could not hunt, and all of them starved. فما قدرش الأسد يخرج يصطاد. الحيوانات التانية ما قدرتش تصطاد، وكلهم جاعوا. The lion called the fox, the crow, and the camel. Mr. Fox, I am very hungry. Go in this direction and get me some food. الأسد نادى الثعلب والغراب والجمل. يا أستاذ الثعلب، أنا جائع جدا. روح في الاتجاه دلو وجيب لي أكل. Mr. Crow, you go in the other direction. Mr. Camel, you go in the opposite direction and get something. يا أستاذ غراب، روح في الاتجاه الثاني. يا أستاذ جمل، روح في الاتجاه المعاكس وجيب حاجة. All the three of you must come back with food. Okay, you can go now. All the three which went into different directions could not get any food. لازم ترجعوا الثلاثة مع أكل. الثلاثة واللي راحوا في اتجاهات مختلفة ما قدروش يجيبوا أي أكل. They met again together and took a decision. Accordingly, they stood in front of the lion. وبناء عليه وقفوا قدام الأسد. The Lion King, I searched everywhere but could not get food to satisfy your hunger. So I offer myself as food and you can eat me. يا ملك الأسد، أنا دورت في كل مكان لكن ما قدرتش أجيب أكل يرضي جوعا. فبقدم نفسك أكل وممكن أن تأكله. No, my lord, the crow is too small. I will be able to satisfy your hunger. You can kill and eat me. لا يا سيدي، الغراب صغير جدا. أنا هقدر satisfy جوعا. ممكن تقتلني وتأكلني. No, your honor, and last of the three, and I am the only one who can satisfy not only your hunger. لا يا سيدي، وآخر واحد من الثلاثة وأنا الوحيد اللي ممكن أن satisfy مش بس جوعا. But the others hunger also. So you kill and eat me, though each one gave their own ideas, as soon as the camel gave his idea. لكن كمان جوعوا الآخرين، فاقتلني وكلني، رغم إن كل واحد قدم أفكاره، أول ما الجمل قدم فكرته. The lion and the fox pounced on him immediately. Moral: those who cunning will always fulfill their wicked thoughts, however friendly you may be. الأسد والثعلب انقضوا عليه على طول. العبرة: اللي يكون ماكر دايما هيحقق أفكاره الشريرة مهما كان سليم. If you trust others easily, you will naturally have to face unexpected difficulties. لو وثقت في الآخرين بسهولة، هتواجه صعوبات غير متوقعة. Even if it appears good at the first instance, when the time comes, the wicked person's nature will not change. حتى لو كان ظاهر كويس في البداية، لما يجي الوقت، طبيعة الأشخاص الأشرار مش هتتغير.
In a dense, mysterious forest, a kind-hearted merchant led his faithful camel. Unfortunately, the camel grew sick, and the merchant, fearing to lose time, left it in the forest.
密林の神秘的な森の中で心優しい商人が忠実なラクダを連れていました。しかしラクダは病気になり、商人は時間を失うのを恐れて森に置き去りにしました。
To the camel's surprise, the forest was full of wonders. It nibbled on the leaves and herbs which made it heal surprisingly fast. The camel was joyful and content to find itself in such a friendly place.
ラクダは驚くことに、森は驚異に満ちていました。葉やハーブをかじり、驚くほど早く回復しました。ラクダはこの友好的な場所にいることを喜び、満足しました。
Not far from the camel's new home lived 3 creatures who shared the forest's canopy: a wise crow, a clever fox, and a mighty lion. The 3 of them lived in harmony, forming a curious and honorable friendship.
ラクダの新しい家の近くには、森の木々を共有する3つの生き物が住んでいました。賢いカラス、賢いキツネ、そして力強いライオン。彼らは調和の中で暮らし、好奇心と名誉ある友情を築いていました。
They soon caught sight of the wandering camel and approached it with interest. "Who are you, and how have you found this realm?" asked the crow with a graceful caw.
彼らはすぐにさまよっているラクダを見つけ、興味を持って近づきました。あなたは誰ですか？この世界をどうやって見つけたのですか？とカラスが優雅に鳴きました。
"I am a simple camel, but fate led me here," the camel replied, relating the tale of the merchant. Impressed by its resilience, the crow, fox, and lion welcomed the camel into their circle.
私はただのラクダですが、運命が私をここに導きましたとラクダは商人の話を語りながら答えました。そのたくましさに感心したカラス、キツネ、ライオンはラクダを仲間に迎え入れました。
Days passed, and the forest life seemed happy. But one fateful afternoon, the lion, the king of the forest, injured himself while hunting an elephant.
日が経つにつれ、森の生活は幸せそうでした。しかし、運命の日の午後、森の王であるライオンが象を狩る際に怪我をしました。
Lying in his den, the lion couldn't roam for food, and his faithful companions, including the camel, began to starve. Desperation crept into their once warm friendship.
巣穴で横たわるライオンは食べ物を探し回ることができず、忠実な仲間たち、ラクダを含む、は飢え始めました。かつて温かかった友情に絶望が忍び寄りました。
Summoning his friends, the lion croaked with difficulty. "Mr. Fox, dear crow, and faithful camel, I am hungry," the lion declared with a groan.
友人たちを呼び寄せ、ライオンは苦しそうに泣きました。キツネさん、親愛なるカラス、忠実なラクダ、私はお腹が空いているとライオンはうめき声を上げました。
Venture out in different directions and bring back food. Mr. Fox to my left, Mr. Crow to my right, and Mr. Camel to the opposite of where I stand. Return with something to sate my hunger.
それぞれ異なる方向に出かけて食べ物を持ち帰ってきてください。私の左にキツネさん、右にカラスさん、私が立っている反対側にラクダさん、私の空腹を満たすものを持って帰ってきてください。
The 3 companions went their separate ways but found nothing. Disheartened and starving, they gathered to devise a plan.
3人の仲間はそれぞれの道を行きましたが、何も見つかりませんでした。落胆し、飢えた彼らは集まって計画を立てました。
Encouraged by their mutual respect and honor towards the lion, a difficult decision was made. Returning to the lion's den, the fox, crow, and camel stood bravely before him.
ライオンに対する相互の尊敬と名誉に励まされ、難しい決断が下されました。ライオンの巣穴に戻り、キツネ、カラス、ラクダは勇敢に彼の前に立ちました。
Mighty lion, the fox started with a respectful bow. I searched everywhere yet found nothing. I am willing to sacrifice myself so you may eat. 力強いライオンとキツネは敬意を表して頭を下げて言いました。私はどこを探しても何も見つかりませんでした。あなたが食べられるように自分を犠牲にする覚悟です。The crow fluttered its wings and croaked with honor. No, my dear lord. I am small, but take me. カラスは羽を羽ばたかせ、名誉を持って鳴きました。いいえ、親愛なるしよ。私は小さいですが、私を取ってください。Finally, the camel stepped forward solemnly. No, honorable lion. I am the largest among us and can satisfy all our needs. 最後に、ラクダは厳かに前に出ました。いいえ、尊敬すべきライオン。私は私たちの中で一番大きく、私たちのすべてのニーズを満たすことができます。Before the camel could finish his sentence, the lion and fox pounced on him, driven by hunger and cunning dark intentions. ラクダが言い終わる前に、ライオンとキツネは空腹と狡猾な暗い糸に駆られて彼に飛びかかりました。The crow watched silently, realizing it was the camel's honor and trust that led to its offering. カラスは静かに見守り、ラクダの名誉と信頼がその申し出につながったことを理解しました。Thus, in the midst of the dense forest, the lion's stomach was full, but the friendship shattered. こうして密林の中でライオンの腹は満たされましたが、友情は壊れました。The moral of the tale lingered in the forest air. Those blinded by trust may face unexpected betrayals, for it is in the darkest of times that true natures reveal themselves. 物語の教訓は森の空気に漂い続けました。信頼に目がくらんだ者は予期しない裏切りに直面するかもしれません。最も暗い時にこそ、真の本性が明らかになるのです。
In the days of old, in the land of Israel, there arose a great warrior named Goliath, whose height and might were the stuff of legends. Clad in gleaming armor, with a spear that seemed to pierce the heavens and a shield that rendered the bravest hearts to quiver, he was a terror to behold. The Philistines, his people, stood emboldened by his presence, encamped on one side of the valley, daring their foes to confront them. Across the valley, the Israelite army cowered in fear. Their spirits were weighed down by doubt and despair, for no man among them dared to challenge the beast. Each day, for 40 days, Goliath strode forward, his booming voice echoing through the valley as he issued words reached King Saul, who summoned David to hear his plea. Before the king, David spoke with a fervor uncharacteristic for one so young. Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him, he said. King Saul, taken aback, offered his own armor to the boy, but David rejected it. The weight and size were cumbersome, for David trusted not in the trappings of war, but in the strength of his faith and the skill in his hands. With his staff in hand and 5 smooth stones chosen carefully from the brook, David approached the battlefield. Goliath's laughter rang out as the giant beheld the unarmed youth. Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks? He roared, cursing David by his gods. But David, steadfast and fearless, responded, You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. With a swift motion, David placed a stone in his sling and hurled it with precision. The stone struck Goliath on the forehead, and the giant fell to the ground with a thunderous crash. The Philistines stood in stunned silence as David ran forward, seized Goliath's sword, and beheaded the fallen warrior. The tide of battle turned, and the Israelites pursued the Philistines, routing them completely. David's victory became the stuff of legends, a testament to the power of faith and the triumph of the righteous over the mighty. It was a day that resonated through the annals of history, where the smallest among men felt the greatest, and God's favor was shown in the purest form. In a village full of light lived young Zaid, so pure and bright. He'd play and laugh the whole long day, but forget to stop and pray. One night he dreamed of stars so high and angels flying through the sky. They whispered, "Zaid, come close and see how prayer brings you near to He." He woke with love and ran to pray, 5 times each blessed day. Zaid discovered the peace that enveloped him whenever he stood on his prayer mat, hands raised to Allah. Reciting verses that resonated deep within, his heart filled with gratitude, knowing his Creator was ever near, listening to the whispers of his soul. Over time, Zaid learned to balance his play and worship, ensuring that Salah was never forgotten. No longer was his prayer erratic. Discipline and devotion, his friends noticed the change, inspired by Zaid's commitment, and soon the village buzzed with the dedication of Salah. Zaid felt content, not only fulfilling his duty, but also strengthening his connection with Allah each day. And so, Zaid grew, surrounded by love and light. Understanding deeply the importance of Salah and its power to transform hearts, the joy and tranquility he embraced through his prayers spread throughout the village. Uniting hearts in devotion, the moral of the story is that Salah nurtures the soul and sustains a profound connection with Allah.
This is a story about a little red hen. The little red hen lives on a farm. She works hard all day long. She pecks the ground. She looks for worms. She sits in a bush. And sometimes she lays an egg. The little red hen has 3 friends, a cat, a dog, and a horse. These animals don't work hard at all. The cat likes to sleep in the sun. The dog likes to sleep in the shade. And the horse likes to watch TV all day long. One day, the little red hen sees a raspberry bush. Raspberries, she squeals. Temple, we can make a raspberry cake. The little red hen runs to tell her friends. Guys, there are raspberries over there. We can make a raspberry cake. The dog drools. Yes. The cat licks her lips. Absolutely. The horse flicks his tail. What a great idea. So, who wants to help me pick the raspberries? Asks the little red hen. Not me, says the dog. I'm too busy. Not me, says the cat. I'm too tired. Not me, says the horse. I'm watching TV. Then I will do it myself, says the little red hen. So she picks the berries, one by one, all by herself. Okay, now we need flour and sugar and milk and butter, says the little red hen. Who wants to help me get them? Not me, says the dog. I'm too busy. Not me, says the cat. I'm too tired. Not me, says the horse. I'm watching TV. Then I will do it myself, says the little red hen. She goes all the way to the pantry and gets the flour and the sugar. She goes all the way to the fridge and gets the butter and the milk. Then she puts everything together into a big bowl, all by herself. Who wants to help me mix the cake batter? Asks the little red hen. Not me, says the dog. I'm too busy. Not me, says the cat. I'm too tired. Not me, says the horse. I'm watching TV. Then I will do it myself, says the little red hen. She mixes the batter until it is smooth and creamy. Then she gently stirs through the raspberries. She pours the batter into a cake tin. Then she puts it in the oven, all by herself. Soon there is a delicious smell coming from the kitchen. The dog can smell it. The cat can smell it. The horse can smell it too. They all rush to the kitchen. The little red hen takes the cake from the oven. She puts it on a plate and sprinkles it with sugar. Oh, who wants to help me eat this cake? Asks the little red hen. Me, says the dog. Me, says the cat. Me, says the horse. I don't think so, says the little red hen. You would not help me make this cake, so you will not help me eat it. She runs away with the cake and eats every last crumb, all by herself. Charlie Bucket was a poor boy who lived with his family in a small house. One day, news spread that Willy Wonka, the famous chocolate maker, was giving away 5 golden tickets hidden in chocolate bars. The lucky children would win a tour of his factory and a lifetime of chocolate. Charlie dreamed of visiting, but he couldn't afford a bar. Then one day he found money on the street, bought a chocolate bar and, miraculously, found a golden ticket. Excited, Charlie went to the factory with his Grandpa Joe. Inside he saw amazing things, chocolate rivers and candy gardens. But the other children, greedy and spoiled, caused trouble. Augustus fell into the river, Veruca was thrown out by squirrels, Violet turned into a blueberry, and Mike was shrunk. Unlike the others, Charlie was kind and humble. At the end of the tour, Wonka revealed that Charlie had won the greatest prize, the factory itself. Charlie's family moved in, and they lived happily ever after, surrounded by chocolate and joy.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Bunny wants to run and play, under sunshine bright and gay. Water, water everywhere, little plants all washed and fair.